This question is looking at a negative externality and identifying the amount of under-allocation. So again, with a negative externality, just like with the positive one, I would start with just your standard supply and demand graph, and then we can kind of think through what the labels ought to be. So if we know if it's a negative externality, we should be making less of it than we currently are. And so we should be making less. We're looking for a new point of equilibrium, so we'd be making less because there are higher costs than we had realized. And so we want to find a new equilibrium point that is to the left and above of our market outcome. And so we can see then that what needs to shift here in this case would be the supply curve. And when we shift it, it looks like this. And so we need to begin to label. We know that with its negative externality, we're talking about external costs to other people. And so our marginal personal cost is always less than our marginal social cost, which leaves marginal personal or marginal social benefit as the demand curve. So again, you don't have to memorize which curve goes with which, as long as you can kind of think through the rationale behind it. And then once you have that new equilibrium point, we can then identify the socially optimal level, and we can then find the distance between the market outcome and the socially optimal outcome, which would indicate the amount of, in this case, over-allocation of resources.